I decided I'd do a little flying. I'm a tad drunk, and I thought, well, what a great way to spend this buzz by flying around and doing really stupid shit in a P-51. So we're going to do that. Got us nice and level, get us off the ground, landing gear up, throttle back. And just a heads up, you might see the aircraft dip here and there. I don't use auto trim. As a matter of fact, I don't trim my aircraft at all. Some people say they're fighting it. I don't feel it like that. I feel it like I'm actually feeling the aircraft. You know, she's talking to me. She's telling me shit. I don't think you guys can hear the music, but if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, it is most likely the music that's blasting in my earbuds. You guys shouldn't be able to hear it because I specifically deselected it from recording. Don't want to get fucking copyright banned or some stupid shit like that. But here's the bridge. We're gonna fly under it because it's fucking there. Oh, fucking give me some WEP. That is an easy one. And get a little corkscrew roll, barrel roll in there for celebration. If I can find the waterway into the city, I'll do what I like to call a Death Star trench run, where I fly really fucking fast through these really narrow canals running through Berlin. So if you guys ask me why you always find me on the Berlin maps, that's why. Because I know I can fly through those canals like a motherfucker. Not to not be modest about it, but yeah, I can. If I find them, you'll see. Oh shit, side slipping. Out here where it's just trees, I don't really care. But when I actually manage to find my way into the city, I try to stay below the buildings, which requires my flight technique, to be a little more delicate. Oh shit, technically I survived that. That is awesome. Hey, any landing you can walk away from, motherfucker. Yeah. Alright, where's the fucking city? Got one off to my right. Somewhere. Wait, no, I'm flying south. They're all behind me. One might even be able to argue you can do it with, excuse me, a rail track. Like in real life, from what I've seen with, his name's Kermit. I actually recently found out he's famous for things other than flying aircraft. But, I watched him fly a P-51C. He says for cruising throttle, you keep it at about 2400 RPM. And the manifold pressure at 35. That's a cruise speed. And he said, I think 30 RPM for a climbing speed. Which, that is nearly maxed out. What's that, 97%? But that's where he said to keep it, so that's where I'm keeping it. I'm heading east. I need to be heading north. Actually, a little bit more to the northwest. Yeah, north by northwest, or northwest by north, whatever, however the fuck that works out. I'm just some idiot that flies airplanes. Oh, no shit. Can't even see myself on the map right now. The fuck am I? Oh, I just saw my wingman in my mirror. It fucking scared the shit out of me for a second. Man, that was funny. Where the fuck are the towns at? Get the map in the sun here. Okay, I should have one or two coming up here on my left. Left or dead ahead. Okay, yeah, there it is. I'm not sure where it is. I think I'm just going to keep flying to the west here. If you guys, are familiar with my steam gauges here. Compass at the top left of the instrument panel. There's a bridge. I did promise dumb shit, didn't I? So that's what we're going to do. Dumb shit. That's pretty dumb. My approach angle sucks. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, not too bad. Victory roll! I always prefer a barrel roll to an aileron roll. I don't know, I'm not sure why. Cruising over the treetops like I'm playing a crop duster. Shh! Crop's dusted! Dug. I love the way those machine guns sound. Oh man, that would have been a fun bridge. That's a high bridge too. I could have made that one easy. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more power just so I don't stall out this low. Not really a lot of room for stalls down here. Alright, gonna have to pull a tight right turn. That's a little more altitude than I wanted. Otherwise, this is actually a rather peaceful drive. We'll give her a little more power. Think I have my mixture set to auto. I'm not sure. Oh, I thought that was a bridge, dude. Oh, it is a bridge. Fuck. Oh, that's a fucking tight ass. And just for reference, PSBR2 and Thrustmaster 4 HOTUS. With some very minor modifications to adjust for throttle resistance and yoke resistance. Oh shit, I found the edge of the map. Well, this is a good time to practice my landing. Fuck it, why not? Yeah, we're dropping below 250. Ah, fuck. I have the twist throttle assigned to the brake, but it didn't seem to be working very well. Then again, I never test landed. Huh. Anyhow, it wasn't working very well because my twist throttle is all screwed up. This stick is easily 3-4 years old, if not older. And it's, without going into details, it's seen some abuse. Now, coming down into landing, ooh, that 200, call this a go-around. Always be mindful of the Mustang's torque. I thought I retracted the gear. The fuck? I pushed the button. Okay, belly landing. You know what? Especially in air domination where you're likely to run out of ammunition without getting shot down. There's the airfield right there. Emergency landings, or I like to call them combat landings, a lot more like typical. A lot of times, especially in a 109, coming in missing, you know, my aileron. Alright, I'm at about 225 miles per hour right now. Yeah, about 1,000 feet. I'll just keep cruising here. Maybe drop my throttle to 50%. Bleed off some of the speed. I've heard ideally between 95 miles per hour, 110 are ideal landing speeds. Ooh, I'm a little close to the airport and a little to the right. I can bleed some altitude and some speed. Bleed some altitude right here. I'll roll out of this here in a second. See if I can bleed off this last 100 miles an hour in a nice tight turn. Nope. Barely bled off 20. You know what? Combat landing on our belly at 200 miles an hour. Bucket. We're there, dude. Drop the flaps. Oh, fuck. That's right, I was at half throttle. One of my minor modifications increases resistance to the throttle, so sometimes halfway feels like all the way. Alright, here we go. Belly landing at 130 miles an hour. Not bad. Not bad. Combat landing. Or emergency landing, however you want to look at it. So we'll sit here for a few seconds. I think we're close enough to the runway for us to be considered on the runway. That won't count as a death, it'll just respawn. Not that I'm particularly worried about that, I just thought that would be fun to test out. Oh, shit, anytime now. There we go. My ears deserve to hear the music that I was fucking listening to, bitch. And give us some of that right rudder because of that torque. Hand off the stick. Let her even out. Pull back slightly on the yoke. Gear up. Throttle back. It's about 2,700 RPM. Somewhere between cruising and climbing. I don't want to go too nuts. We're looking for something. I'm going to go ahead and throttle back to 2,400 RPM. Good old cruising speed. And try and find this town. Or the city. I don't know. Maybe it's to the west of us. I'm trying to get to this town right here next to the lake. Back that way. Yeah, somewhere around here. Wait. Can't tell from here if those are buildings or trees. I think I see a bridge. A few houses, but not like the middle of the city. Oh, that's some of it. A city to the north, we'll remember that. So, I'm gonna go south, mostly south. South by southwest. That means you split the middle and then split it to the quarter. Close enough. What the fuck is this town? So that's the lake, so this obviously isn't the town. And like I said, I don't use auto trim. I haven't messed with my sensitivity settings, so. But as you can see, my corrections on the throttle and yoke are very tight and precise. I prefer that. Like I said, that way I can listen to what the plane's saying to me. Well, there's a river. The one I was flying in earlier, like, went through a good stretch of a town. Still like cruise. I'm gonna go ahead and bump her up to the climb and get some altitude. So we got 6,000-7,000 feet. Maybe we'll be able to see it better. I'm just gonna follow the river. None of that looks like a town to me. Maybe on the other side, you can see the river goes along here, opens up into a little lake, and then goes back into another river that flows to the north. And I think that leads to the little lake and that little town we were looking at earlier. So we got a split that runs off to the northeast, one that runs out straight east, but I think the border of the map is right there. There's a point in the map where the water, you can see where the water's supposed to be, but it's not shiny anymore, or it almost looks empty. That goes into something directly to the east over here. Check that out. And fly the river. Let's see where that takes us. We're far enough south that I don't think we'll have any issues going to the north. Yeah, 'cause it curves up to the left there, heads up north. That might be the boundary, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll fly the river. Never uploaded from just the regular PlayStation recording. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. I've always done it live. Alright. I'm gonna roll under this river. After flying under that bridge, we'll follow this and see where this goes. I think I've already been down this finger here, this bit of the river. Oh, another bridge. Better get on the throttle for this shit. Let's see if we can pick the lock. Yep. Can't do this shit sober with an audience. Yeah, dead ends right there. See? Yeah, I thought I'd been down here before. Alright. Then we'll circle back. You know, there's a road there and I'm bored. Let's do it. Max on the throttle here. Back it off just a little. Yeah, it's a little more altitude than I wanted. I'll just do a nice aileron roll. I flew through some of the buildings. And get back up into our cruising, our climbing speed, not our cruising speed. I love how I can't really make out dick on this map. I could roll the aircraft and get a sunlight on it. That helps. Okay, I see where I am. Yeah. I'm gonna head this way. There's a bridge. That looks tall enough. There are some bridges in one of these maps that are, I swear to God, I don't think you could. If you could walk on water, you wouldn't be able to walk under it. Fuck. Okay. What river were we looking at? Oh, yeah. This one over here. Follows the forest. South. Yeah. This might be... No. You see... You can see where the river continues, but then there's just this brown area. I think that's the end of the map. That's as far south as we can go. Throw a nice roll in there. No, we don't necessarily need rivers or bridges to do stupid shit. Let's try an Immelman. Pardon me, I'm a little stuffed up. Fuck yeah, let's try an Immelman turn. Let's get some airspeed here. It's all about your flaps. I'm not pulling too fast on the stick. Flaps down. Flaps up. Throttle back. Immelman turn. That is like one of the most basic dogfighting techniques ever, and yet most other planes, I can't do it. I can do it in this 109 and the Corsair. Let's try a split S. Roll up, side down, dive and pull on the stick. And throttle back. Another one of the easier maneuvers. Of course, there's the aileron roll. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. That really isn't a good trick, because you're still just flying flat and level. I read it out a little. Try a barrel roll or a corkscrew roll. Feel free to correct me, but I've always understood that they are the same maneuver. People think the aileron roll, just this is a barrel roll. No, that's just a roll. That's more airspeed again. Might even put out our flaps. I don't know. We're hitting 300 miles an hour. That might be fast enough. Alright. Barrel roll. Or a corkscrew roll. Nope. Not quite fast enough. I get more altitude. Yeah, I was worried about that. Oil temp's overheating. Got some more altitude and the end of the map right there. Get the fuck out of there. Shit. Yeah, you can see it right there in the line of trees. That's the map border. That's that way too, so that's a corner. Let's fly in the opposite direction. Alright, I'm gonna do a corkscrew. I'll get some airspeed going here. Honestly, in order to do any kind of serious maneuvering in the Mustang, you want to be doing north of 300 miles an hour. Alright, barrel roll. Nope. Stall instead. See? That was just north of 300. Aileron roll on a dive. Barrel roll. Or a corkscrew roll, like I said. I think at least I think, I'm under the impression that the barrel roll and the corkscrew roll are the same. And that what people commonly refer to as a barrel roll is your standard aileron roll. Shut the fuck up. Anyhow, well, that was fun. If anybody actually watches this, thanks for flying with me. It's been fun.